So when you're packaging your pins, you will need a minimum of 5 different things to package them. You will need a pin, a bubble mailer, bubble wrap, scissors, and sellotape. This is the most bare minimum essentials that you will need to package up a pin. Packaging up single pins is different to how you package up boxed pins and also bulk pins, so we'll talk about that in a minute. So what you need to do when you're packaging up a single pin, there are several different ways that you can do this. Some people will get the pin and they will simply just roll the pin in the bubble wrap before securing the bubble wrap with a piece of sellotape. Now the other options that you have when packaging a pin are, instead of just rolling the pin in the bubble wrap, what you can do is push the post through the bubble wrap. So you can see there, I've pushed it through the bubble wrap, and then you secure it with the Mickey head on the other side, and then you begin wrapping your pin up. If you do it this way, then you can guarantee your pin isn't going to go anywhere in the post. So once you've secured it, that's pretty much stable and ready to go. The other ways that you can stop a pin from moving or the post being damaged is you can use foam or cardboard. So the other way you can do it is with a piece of foam like this. It's very thin, and you just push the post through the back. You secure it with your Mickey head. So you see it's secured on the back, and there's your pin on the front. And then you'd get your bubble wrap and you would roll it around the foam. Now when you are putting bubble wrap on things, it is always good to cover all your edges, so it would be good to do a wrap around this way as well. I like to use these bubble wrap bags that you can get. So instead of having to wrap the bubble wrap, you open the bag. You see it's got a pocket, and then you put your pin inside and you fold it over, and then you would secure it that way. So I prefer using these bags, but it's really hard to get a hold of these. I only ever get these from the Disney store, and I haven't managed to find them outside of the Disney store yet. The other way that you can do it as well, instead of using foam, is to use a piece of cardboard. Kind of behaves a bit like a backing card. So you have your bit of cardboard, you have your pin, you push that, push your post through, and then you've got the pin on the front, and then you secure it. So he's all secured on there and on the back, and then again you can either put him in your little bubble envelope or you can wrap him in your bubble wrap. So let's, for the sake of this one, put him in the foam. So we're going to package stitch like this. So he's packaged onto his bit of foam and he is secured on the back with his stopper, and then I'm going to put him inside the bag. I'm going to fold the bag around, and then I'm going to secure it with some sellotape to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. So there you go, he is all packaged up nicely. You can see he's not going to go anywhere. So once you have your pin all packaged inside the little bubble wrap package, I would use as you can see here, this is a bubble mailer, and these come in half sizes as well. This is A5, and you can also get A4 and larger, but these are the only ones I have on hand at the moment. And then you would put him in and seal him up. And the other thing that is a good thing to do is to then seal your envelope, so you know once it reaches the person at the other end, it hasn't been touched. The other thing that I have seen some people do is they will sellotape along the sides, and they will sellotape along the edges as well, to make sure that if it's going a very long way and you know that the postal system is not very kind to your pin, that you know that the edges aren't going to get damaged or anything like that. But this is the simplest way that you can parcel a pin. This is the bare minimum you should be doing for your pins. the bare minimum. The other way you can send pins is by using a box. PSA for everyone out there who collects pins, receives pins in the mail, recycle. Recycle your boxes, recycle your envelopes. I collect all of the envelopes that I have recently received stuff in. I collect the envelopes and then I will cut the envelopes up to make smaller envelopes, or to use, you know, the bubble wrapping or whatever. And I'll show you how you can do that in a moment. But going back to the box, okay. So when you're packaging in the box, you still have to package your pin the same way that you package it as if it's going into the bubble envelope. So I'm going to open the envelope. So you do the same thing. You would make sure that your pin is nice and secure in its little package, and then you'd put it in a box. Now obviously there's going to be a lot of room for that pin to bounce around. So you can always make sure that you add in packaging paper. This stuff, you can get these in your stores from Disney boxes. You can also get them from Amazon. But by packaging it up, you're going to make sure that that pin is not going to shake loose in the box and get damaged. The other thing you can do is, as I just mentioned, you can cut up old envelopes and turn those into little pouches for your pins. So say for example I was to send a boxed pin to somebody, I would still need to wrap this box in bubble wrap to make sure that this box doesn't get damaged. So I'm going to grab the envelope that I just opened. I'm going to put my box pin inside, and then I'm going to secure that with some sellotape. And then I'm going to put that in there. And then I'm going to grab some of my wrapping and then you would sellotape all around these edges and these edges. So that way you know that your pin is well and truly packaged, and that gives you plenty of space to then, you know, put the address on the top or whatever. But you need to make sure that all of these bits are sealed up so that it doesn't accidentally come loose in the post, or somebody doesn't cut into it, which we all know can happen. If you have a pin that comes in one of these wrappers, some people prefer to have their pins kept in the wrappers. I have heard stories of people not wanting the wrapper to have ever been opened. However, it's just not feasible. You can package a pin like this in one of two ways. You can just wrap the pin in bubble wrap and then secure it at both ends so that it's not going to go anywhere. Your other option for this, to make sure that it's definitely not going to go anywhere, is if you take the pin out and if you slide the pin out of the packet, if you take the stopper off so that the post, see the post is exposed, slide it back into the wrapper, close it, and then press the plastic down so that you can put the stopper on the outside of the plastic. That is another option. And then that way what you can do is when you are, you can see, you can pierce the post through the wrapping and secure it with the Mickey stopper, and then roll it up and secure it with sellotape, and then roll it up the other way and secure that with tape. So with all of your materials, it's really great if you can recycle as many of the envelopes as possible. Like I said, some of the ones that are more destroyed than others, you can cut up to produce these little strips like this one, and just keep all of, or as much of, the postage stuff as you can. And reuse it the best that you can, especially the boxes. The boxes from Amazon are great, and so are other types of boxes. So anyway, I hope this video helps you understand how you should be packaging your pins at a bare minimum. Some people like to do several layers of bubble wrap, and that is absolutely fine. That is absolutely the person's prerogative. However, you should be using a minimum of 1 layer of bubble wrap on the pin and a single bubble mailer. Anything else is just not good enough. I hope this episode's been helpful, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye!